allowed the two children to attend the budget every year.
It's okay. Off your mind, it's okay. Off your mind,
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don off mic. And if we talk, na 500,000 they go sama us, call am hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people wey dey spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. This one na dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Can in dey touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be dey holla say dem want the power. Chai, dem be promise us say we go get light and power. Dem hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get it higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Person wey dey do evil no wan make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too dey talk. He too dey talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man pikin dey the street dey hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun diary, diary politico.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn àsìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun mami,
àní ẹ̀sọ́ra yìí.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun mami,
àní ẹ̀sọ́ra yìí.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun mami,
àní ẹ̀sọ́ra yìí.
Maiyegun ti dé. Hello there. So good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you're joining us. It is Maiyegun live. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember that after reading the caption of the broadcast, try to read the description of the broadcast as well. Then like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them all that Maiyegun today and Maiyegun is live. So tonight is going to be the continuation of reportage from what is going on in Benue and other places, as it should be, because the tragedy of the Fulani terrorists in this part of Nigeria, it's so monumental that the world is paying attention enough that it took the prayers from the Pope to get thiefnubu to even say something about it. And since that time, it's been presented in such a way that, you know what, the terrorism that I've seen over 200 people slaughtered in 24 hours, despite so many military formations around the areas where these attacks have taken place, it took the prayers of the Pope to get thiefnubu to say something about it. And when they have, what they have been saying about it is nothing but total treachery. I mean, you know, presenting the situation in a very much like simpler way. For example, they continue to push the idea or the agenda of this sad event or this sad massacre that took place, but simply because of two group of people disagreeing among themselves. So thiefnubu and his gang continue to misrepresent the situation by calling it farmers, others, clashes, which, you know, for anybody who is, smart enough, you know, anybody that is discerning enough will know that it is misrepresentation. And if that is what they are working with, there is no end in sight, because the peace they are offering is that the victims of the terrorism should find a way to find a common ground, right, on living with their killers. So, going to Benue, for Koolu, who once asked Goodluck Jonathan to resign for not being able to protect Nigerians from Boko Haram. Today, the buck is no longer stopping on his table. It is now the responsibility of the community leaders, the surviving community leaders, and their killers. He called them stakeholders, brethren. People called the Fulani terrorists, the victims of terrorism. He called them stakeholders for peace. So, the same thiefnubu who has no, energy of urgency when it affects the people, except if it affects his own APC. So Tinubu said he would check his own schedule and probably find a time to go to Benue. So he had to schedule and plan going to Benue. He's a royalty, and Benue governor is not also helping matter. To him as well, they are talking to stakeholders. So I can't imagine what the scenario will be tomorrow. Or maybe I can imagine, okay, let me try and imagine what Tinubu's visits to Benue tomorrow will be. If they manage to take him to Yelwata, right? So he is going to go and urge the community leaders, the surviving people and their leaders to sit with the murderous Fulani terrorists. Because I don't understand what peace they are packaging, but guess what? A state in money, a state who have lost over 5,000 of their own people, including women and children, in the last 2 years alone. They are about to roll out a red carpet for Koolu. I mean, there is a circular, if you haven't seen it. A public holiday has been declared, and Alia, that's his name, their governor, right, ordered that the following should be done. You see that letter on the right is like a government memo, okay? They said, I am pleased to notify you at the instance of our dear governor, Mr. Alia, the leader of APC in Benue, to mobilize massively to give a rousing welcome to thiefnubu. The support groups constituency is required to form a colourful shoulder-to-shoulder spread procession from the airport to Wurukum roundabout and down to Government House Makodi, where the president will address a town hall meeting. Are you following? Thiefnubu will receive a royal welcome. People will line the streets from the airport. They will probably give them flags, to wave flags, to say, oh, we love, welcome to, share you get. He's not even going to any part of, it's not going to any part of Benue State where these atrocities have been committed. Now they are organizing on how to use groups to mobilize people from across Benue, including the surviving leaders of these communities, to come and have a town hall meeting with Koolu in Benue. Well, just earlier, the same governor who was honest enough on the rise to say, the people that attacked them, they are not Fulani others. They didn't come with cows. These are pure terrorists. So who exactly are they going to now have the town hall meeting with or peace meeting with?
Well, again, I mean, we're deeply shocked and extremely sorry to hear that. Do you know at this point, without any doubt, who has carried out these attacks or who has been carrying them out? Because, I mean, this is not the first time, is it?
No, it's not the first time, Charles. Let me build a context to this. In this very local government of Guma local government shares boundary with Nasarawa State, and internally it shares boundary with Makurdi local government. It is on the way from a very highway, dual carriage from Makurdi to Abuja, right by the side of the road. It's a very sizable town. The Yelwata area, it's a very sizable town, and it's within.
I think we're having a bit of a challenge with the connection there. Sometimes you get these interruptions on the line, the internet line, and even the satellite line sometimes gets interrupted because of weather patterns and so on, and that's a real pity, because the governor was at a point where he's talking about some really interesting things. Can we hear the governor now, please? Yeah, please go on, Governor. We lost you
yes,
for a minute.
I'm hearing you well.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Guma local government shares border with Nasarawa State, and these are unmined borders, and are quite extended. The Nasarawa border extends into the other local governments, including West and Agatu primarily. A context behind this, the anxieties we started having in this local government spanned as far back as 22, 23 years ago. But how it happened was the herders clashed with the farmers. This took quite a long period of time, and then eventually in the last, say, 12 years, it shifted. It moved into the armed herders versus the entire communities. So again, the farmers were affected. They were every now and then driven off from their homes destroyed, and then they had to leave their farmlands as well. And since it's been there for quite some time, a good number of people were tired of seeing the repeat every now and then shifted into towns, but were still mining their farmlands. Of late, what we experience and what we see, it's more abhorrent. It is much and stronger, way beyond farmer-herder crisis. We're being attacked by bandits and terrorists. Definitely, when a thief comes to your house, there's no gainsaying that. There must be someone from within or nearby who knows how to around, and then he does what his art is, what he wants to do. So,
nuisance lele.
I understand that sometimes some people will say, cut him a slack. There's so much possible underground pressure on him. Now, if I am speaking your mind, now listen. Because if you are a leader, the first thing you probably have to do in times of a crisis, okay, is to be very honest. Now, if you can't be very honest with the people, because you need to be honest so they can know where, they will probably help you or collaborate with you. So if you can't be honest, in order not to cause panic, then you have to keep quiet and let what you do, your work, speak for you. You see that guy? As is approbating, is regrouping, I'll be waiting to call up. At the same time, it's blowing hot, it's blowing cold, in the sense that it started with the history of crisis between farmers, others. But that is not the beginning. The beginning is that a farmer on his own farm, ancestral land owned by him or inherited by him, got attacked by others with their cows, which caused clashes, which means the aggressor here is the herder to start with, if that was the genesis. Assuming. Okay? Now, if you want to solve such problem, it simply means let the other knows that, you know what, open grazing will be a crime and there will be social punishment for it in order to protect the farmer. Farmer is not the one who goes after others. The others comes to their farm. But he said, no, those who attack them are not the others. This type of attacks. This is a coordinated attacks. Kind of like well coordinated, and there is no cow involved. So then that comes to you that think we should cut him a slack. So he comes by that very powerful information, which at least, let's say, if he had known this, some will say if he had known that 2 years ago, over 5,000 people killed by Fulani terrorists in Benue State alone, they probably will still be alive. Maybe you can say that, say, you know, maybe what he knows now, if he knew that 2 years ago, you know what I mean? Okay, now that he knows what he knows, what do you think is the right thing to do? Okay, I'll tell you, in my own opinion, the right thing to do is what? Is to be honest. So if there are people that he also come by to see as their sponsor or those who are shielding them, now, this is him trying to weigh what he stands to benefit when he continues to hold that position, even if he's not living up to that responsibility. Or if he chooses to come honest, he will lose the position, and there's a chance that he will save lives. So the choice now comes to his own selfish personal interest. So that is why the argument of he may be under pressure or they will kill him and every other thing that people may make up for him won't stand any test of time, because we are now talking about lives involved. Now, his own culpability in all of this is also very, very glaring. I'm talking about he's praising thiefnubu. And on the other hand, in reality, he's praising thiefnubu, that thiefnubu and his army, they are doing so well. They've done a tremendous job. But in reality, that is not true. Do you understand what I mean? They are all playing eye service for some unknown reason, while lives are wasting away, including those of the lives of children. Those ones who even survive, some of them, they've killed their parents. They have no parents anymore. Some of them are currently languishing in different IDP camps that nobody seems to care for. So if you now have to weigh the value of lives as a leader and the value or the benefit of office, or expose people and say, listen, oh, we would have done this. But the thing is, we couldn't because they won't let me do it. Who are those who won't let you do it? You can't be telling people that you are protecting them when for hours, 6, 7 hours, terrorists will operate. They will burn down properties, bomb people, burn government properties. They will operate freely for hours. There will be no single response from any military formation. And that is a pattern. So if somebody like yourself watching this right now, if you have to reason with me, okay, like, okay, you know what, Maiyegun, you are not an expert, but let's use the available information and then piece them together and see if any of this make any sense. I am aware, right? And then I could possibly do something, but I can't, because there's some powerful people. A governor is called a security chief or number one security officer of his own state. But guess what? He can't command any of these guys to do anything. The other vested interests are interested in. I mean, the terrorists are known to be backed by the same Fulanis in government, and those who also have stake in government, making it difficult for those who are supposed to protect their own people to become so powerless. At the same time, they want to look strong to their people. And they watch their people slaughtered, but they can't do anything. So Alia will never deny that on several occasions, many of these attacks that took place. Do you know how many attacks between 2023 and 2025 in Benue State alone? Over 600 attacks. Over 600 attacks. In Benue State alone, not in the entire middle belt of Nigeria. Are you saying that out of all those attacks, there are no people from those communities who are also related to government, either to the governor or the secretary to the government of Nigeria, George Akume? That in the time of distress, in those attacks, there are no people from those communities that would have put call through to their governor and say, we are being attacked right now. He won't deny that. And do you understand how powerless he will be when he himself is calling the GOC, calling these ones and calling that ones? They are not picking calls, or they are telling him that they have not received order from above. And he can't tell you in public that I called this, I called that. None of them responded. Or when they responded, they told me that order from above told them not to do anything. I'm giving you all these scenarios so that you can understand the deep mess that Nigeria is in. And these guys toying with people's lives, they have created a monster that is really, really going to consume us. And the only thing to end it is just going to make sure that, you see, the monster itself is cut off from the edge so that there is no chance of his survival. I'm talking about the system that continues to breed them, protect them, to make them do this. So yesterday, Koolu was there in Abuja commissioning borehole. President of a country commissioning boreholes. Today, the day before, he was somewhere in Abuja as well, commissioning 2.3 kilometer road and renovated patch potholes. President of a country. Today, wike dragged him down to go and commission, to go and inaugurate a new INEC office, to build the new INEC office. So to them, they have everything is like done for. Wike has taken care of the judges, the judiciary, sorted. Now he's taking care of INEC, sorted. When it comes to appointing people who are going to hold all this INEC office, Tinubu will take care of that one. So you get to them now, right now, they're just doing you a favor. If I don't go to Benue, does that mean that I'm going to lose? That is the mood they are in. He was there in Abuja commissioning borehole yesterday. And this is his schedule. He's a busy guy. You see, president of a country, going about to commission a councillor project, a local government project, while everybody was raging online. Nigeria this, and all that stuff, social media. So today, it was INEC. We'll come back to that. In fact, let's even go to that so that we can deal with the boring part before we get to the interesting part, right? Today, Koolu, the emergency, right? There is no emergency in Koolu's stuff. And they have their foot soldiers that will tell you that, what do you want him to do? Do you want him to carry gun? He can't even carry his own bag. They have to attach it to him. Person when he carry his own urine bag, then his own poo bag. That one carry gun. Which of the guns? Or one other?
Gentlemen of the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor and sense of purpose that I stand before you today to flag up the construction of a new national office, the annex of the headquarters of Independent National Electoral Commission, right here in Abuja. Today's ceremony is not merely about bricks and mortar. It is about the strength of our democracy, the independence of our institutions, and the future of our electoral integrity. INEC has been and remains the backbone of Nigeria's democratic journey. Its role in conducting free, fair, and credible elections is central to the trust our people place in their government and in our democratic process. For this reason, it is only right that such a pivotal institution is housed in a structure that reflects the dignity, responsibility, and national significance of that institution. The new headquarters is a clear signal of our unwavering support for INEC's autonomy, the capacity, and growth. It will provide not just a home, conducive, but a hub for innovation, planning, training, and transparency in electoral administration. Our democracy is still evolving, and as it is growing, so too must the institution that support and protect it. We are committed to ensuring that INEC is fully equipped, not only in infrastructure, but in law, policy, and resources to carry out its constitutional mandate with courage, fairness, and excellence. By initiating this project, the FCT Minister, Barrister SMO Wike, has taken another important step towards the protection of our democracy in this country. I say thank you very much. I salute your vision, courage, and commitment to progress and development of our country. Let me also take this moment to commend the entire leadership of the FCTA. Let me once again commend the leadership and the staff of INEC for their dedication to face the challenge.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
Koolu. In the midst of Benue massacre, werey, and thiefnubu, they are openly celebrating their ongoing money laundering. If follow up here FCT budget under werey, the first thing that will first probably hit you is that really, when werey was appointed, he started shouting about why FCT by law was supposed to get 1%, or is it 1 or 10% of the federal government's budget, meaning Abuja's budget was supposed to be in trillions. And since he's been getting that, werey has embarked on the usual Agbero kind of governance, bribing those that he believes, because he tells them, I don't do for you now. When it is your time, you have to do for me too. You see this house? We are building very, very befitting, beautiful houses for our judges. This is before we came, before the renewal agenda. There is no houses for judges in Abuja. They are just sleeping everywhere. They don't get house. That is why Mr. President said we should build a renewed hope judges' quarters for you. And therefore, we have started the project. So, I want you to know that Mr. President is doing for you now. When it is your time to do for, you do for me, I do for you. You do for me, I do for you. That's how he tells the judges themselves. He will say, you do for me, those ones will say, I do for you. Werey. While schools, hospitals are without beds, medicine, even staff. In Abuja FCT, Nigeria, sure you get. So they are running a money laundering, sure you know. If you go on and check how much they are actually claiming to spend on those stuff, like 39 billion naira to renovate event center, just to change the paintings, add some design painting to it, you know what I mean? Buy some fittings, you know, like make sure the wirings are all fixed, The light, the bulbs are changed, and 39 billion naira gone. The same guy who used 21 billion naira to complete Shittiman's house. Up to this moment, Shittiman never moved into that 21 billion naira house. Money laundering scam. So they have to lose that power. They just have to. And then you will see the barrage of expose that will happen in the midst of killings in Benue. Here is Cardinal Maiyegun, right? Speaking about the intentional sort of like actions of these guys to intentionally keep the people very poor, weak, and desperate enough that they won't even have any strength to fight back. Yeah? Well, hang on. We'll come back to Cardinal or Maiyegun. Is that the right word? Let's talk about the religious guys. You know, a lot of people believe that, especially in the middle belt of Nigeria, that the victims of all this terrorism, this Fulani terrorism, the communities targeted are, you know, mostly Christian communities, making a lot of people to call out those who parade themselves as, you know, the church leaders in Nigeria of all denomination. As much as some are believed to be politically biased, especially to the APC, nevertheless, we do have those who have actually taken action. For instance, right, on Sunday, this guy, Eneche guy from Abuja, used his own platform, right, for the 18th time, because this is not the first time I've seen him speak on, you know, the killings, the insecurity, and calling on the government, even though majority of them have been more or less like avoiding to call the names, Fulani terrorists. You understand? They've avoided that direct call out, but at least they use their platform, right, to spread the awareness, right, as well as the condemnation of these killers, these bandits. There's no bandit. What you have is Fulani terrorists. Period.
I intend to interrupt this prayer at this time to just, for those watching from everywhere, we have a climate of gloom in our land today. There is so much blood flow on the land. It's an atmosphere of doom, atmosphere of darkness, atmosphere of death. It is clear that we have in our land non-human persons. They may look like persons, but literally non-human. Persons that are almost one and the same with devils. We're holding a crusade, European Fire Conference in Czech Republic, when we heard that some agents of death, wicked citizens from hell, went to the peaceful community of Yelwata in Benue State to unleash mayhem in what can be described as one of the worst massacres or pogrom in our history, recent history. Where people step in what I'll call non-human persons. Because human persons have feeling. And if they don't have feeling for anybody, they have feeling for children. Killed, set some people on fire alive. surrender the place, lock the room or whatever, put fire, and scores of people died, some burned to ashes. It's all over the media. Houses burnt. Children skeleton. Some was left with only skull. Our condolences. I heard that of a family. I just saw about a family that lost 20-something people. One family. There is a mourning climate in the air. Condolences to Yelwata community. Condolences to Benue State as a whole. And to everyone in this nation whose heart beats with pain and burden for the evils in our land. It is clear that as a nation, something is failing. Something is wrong somewhere. Something is failing. Is this failure from the leadership or from the government of the land? Is it failure from the military? Is this failure from our legislative? Is this failure from the citizens? Or is it all of the above? Something is failing. There is massive failure. This is no pass mark for any reason. Question is?
Thank you, Pastor. I don't know. I believe we do have some of us here that are probably like 70 or 60 years above. And I don't know how politically active you were in the 60s, right? So one hypocrisy that I really don't understand is that when people can be very honest, like if you call the name of the Fulani terrorist responsible. So the reason why I'm actually asking those of you who are older is you know, Martin Luther King, that we have seen so many of his videos, he was a reverend, he had a church. So in case if some of you don't understand that, some of those people of that era that later became very politically exposed, right? Some of them who were like, you know, religious, like pastors or reverend father or whatever, you know, they had flock, they preach. Most of what you see them, or the way they speak, you will understand that they actually preach and speak to people's issues that affects them every now and then, and they call out those responsible, but not in Nigeria. I don't know, like their way, I think their way is so different, right? I don't know, in my head, I'm like, I've seen these Black Americans, right, African Americans, and their churches, right, when they are preaching on issues that affects their people directly. You know what I mean? So they speak to that thing so that you understand what is being discussed, so that then you know those who are responsible, then you know what is expected of you. If you have a chance of changing that, what would you do different? In Nigeria, they're just telling them that God will take care of it, God will take care of it. No, there are so many things that has to be done. And you need to let people understand. You need to speak to them. You need to speak to the problem in a way that they will be connected to it, not you using a third person or a third, what have you, kind of conversation. It's faithless people, these inhuman people. What do you mean by that? Why are you describing them like they are spirits? You know? So I have a problem with that. And it makes it more idios. Do you understand me now? Like it made it more idios. Like they are not really, they just want to be seen to be saying something about it. Others will say, oh, you know, they don't want to offend the people in government. But our people back then used their platform. They strongly believe in their messages and what have you, right? They use their platform to push those who had so much power than them in government. And things changed. That's not what you have in Nigeria. My brother, Festus, we don't like Wahala. You have to go for therapy. I mean, I can understand, you know. Sometimes I kind of like, I feel like that too, you know. I mean, I've had several times that I've got nothing to motivate me. You get that? Like, you just be like, no, I mean, it's not, I mean, you know, that kind of thing that you're not motivated to come out and say, oh yeah, Maiyegun live. Here is what I have for you and all of that stuff. Because it gets so exhausting many times. So when people ask me, Maiyegun, I don't know how you are doing it, because man, I mean, I've had a very wonderful lady on this platform that said that because of her own mental health, she had to like sign out, stop watching Maiyegun, not because of anything that, you know, it's a reality that will hit you, that it can overwhelm you, you see? It's like you are somehow living in a world that things are bad in Nigeria, but they are not that bad. And then you now realize how bad it is. Then you also realize that there's no chance that this is going to end anytime soon, especially with the kind of characters who are currently, you know, in the game, as they call it. So you get so exhausted that, you know, all this preaching and the rest of that is pretty much like waste of time. You know, that level that you get so overwhelmed. Or something tells you that you need to keep pushing. If you actually need something to change, you need to keep pushing. Those who have seen the light, they also, they need regular refreshment. Like you need your mind refreshed, because the level of toxicity that they are pushing out there, the visibility, the visibility that they are pushing out there, rhetorics that keeps people hating on themselves. So they are enough to mess you up. But when you get access to the right info, something that allows you to process things, think on your own, right? Reach your own conclusion, no matter what that conclusion is, right? Give you some level of sanity, control. So then you have to still watch Maiyegun's Diary Political, brother. But yeah, thank you very much for that. Okay. And everybody else who feels so, remember, you can always take a break. I do. Once my head is almost like exploding, right? I'm like, no, I'm not going anywhere tonight. So you can do same. Take a day off, 2, 3. Get something to distract you. But no matter how long you go, if you go for 1 day, if you go go away for 10 days, if you go away for 10 years, there's a chance that by the time you come back, you will be surprised that it will likely have gone worse. So our chance is slim. We just need to keep pushing, because we can't really leave this for our own children. What we are driving towards is, you know, the world where all of us will understand that we have a lot in common. But no matter how much of our differences, there's one significant commonness that stands out. Our criminal, you know, public officials and their allies, they do not have tribe. They don't have religion. They don't have ethnic. They are so united enough to punish all of us, from the north to the south, right? From the middle to the east, including the Greeks. Nobody is spared. Now, maybe one day all of us will see it that way. And we will know that we have that singular thing in common. And until we take them out, or the system that produces them, we are all going to keep wallowing in this. And when you are done, when your turn comes and you go, If you by any chance have children, they will continue. Some of us inherited this, right? Yeah, we didn't directly create this wahala or these criminals. We inherited a system that allows them to keep surviving. So maybe if we have more enlightened people actively, right, who knows the truth and be able to process it, people with sound emotional intelligence, those who can be swayed or deceived enough to deceived by tribe, ethnic, and all of that stuff. Maybe if we have enough population in that regard, we may be able to save, maybe not ourselves, the next generation. You wouldn't want your own children to inherit this, would you? No. So the clowns who went to Benue to pretend that they are doing something, they also had this to say, and this is just for the camera.
Like I said, we want this to be the last one that will happen. We're going to go all out to ensure that we address it. We have put in measures in other places and it has worked. Here is not going to be different. I want to assure Nigerians that not only Benue State, all over the country, we are determined.
A day will come when these bandits will come to operate as they used to, and they will never return. That day is drawing nearer. This attack on the peaceful Yelwata community is one attack too many. It is not just an attack on the people of Benue State. It's an attack on the entire nation. And we are not going to accept it. Everywhere. You see, when one incident happened, hundreds of incidents have been prevented that are not known to the public. So that this happened does not mean that we have not been deploying. We have actually been deploying. We've been working together with the military and with other security agencies to ensure that this reign of impunity of these criminal elements ends. And we are committed to this. This attack on the peaceful Yelwata community is one attack too many. It is not just an attack on the people of Benue State. It's an attack on the entire nation. And we are not going to accept it. The people of this community are not alone. We are with them. The entire Nigerian communities are with them. A day will come when these bandits will come to operate as they used to, and they will never return. That day is drawing nearer. I can assure you that we are committed to fight this battle and win it.
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt.
I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
All of that's just for the camera, you know. Or Eneche did not just preach about the killings in Benue. He was seen there today with his own, I think with his wife and others from his church visiting Yelwata to commiserate with them, you say, right? Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
Very pastor Eneche General no go for road tournament there. I'm going to never own that thing for that I don't never see. No, never knew found for the first time the man of the soil. The man
Shit.
So okay, kwane umwa ya mbaone ba tu neshona da mengi sipe ya kwala ye. So nishona sema ni kumba da. Kwa sababu tunasema haki.
I bring you greetings in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. We traveled to Europe last week. It was there that we got the news of what happened at work. It was very disheartening to us. It was very painful. It was very, very devastating. It was not possible for us to rush from there immediately. But once
like that. So, at least we can give him his own thank you. You know, because that's what is expected, at least. Some more courage enough to be able to speak about the problem. Then call out those responsible. Stop asking questions like, you know, who is responsible? Is it the government that is not doing their job? Stop asking. You know what is going on. So his counterpart in another church, you know that Buba, he himself has staged his own protest in Abuja in support of what is going on. Sorry, in support of the call for an end to what is going on in Benue. Right? A very dark man was in that same Benue before we leave Benue now, right? Because it's like everybody is going to Benue now. So it was there yesterday, and it is believed that it was also there today from this video.
Don't stay at home. Tomorrow is the main protest. We're gonna learn in a fucking hard way.
Another thing I want us to do, bros, you see this country where we live. A lot of us want to be addicted to our phones. Don't you addicted to our phones? Bro, messes up your brain. That's why a lot of times these people don't take us serious. Because they see you on your phone, they feel like you want to take a content. Do you understand? But when they see you, they know you are focused. They will understand that these people are ready. Do you understand? So please, first things first, you tuck your phones in your pocket. Tuck your phones in your pocket, and then we work with civility. No mobbing, no shouting. We just work out. What? They arrested our people. What? They arrested our people. Don't worry, I'll get them out. So that's all. Drop your phone. Drop your phone.
With our fingers from yesterday, but more interestingly, it is the crowd. So it is believed that people are actually like upset, like angry in Benue State. No wonder their governor, the same guy, ordered his own convoy to shoot at those protesters yesterday. They did. They even arrested 14 of them. And up to this moment, they have not arrested one single Fulani terrorist as at least being responsible for all of this. But rather, they said they are talking to them in order to make peace. El Buba and his own protest in Abuja on this same matter. Sorry about the audio. So everybody, they express their own support, solidarity with the people of, Yelwata. It's sad that this whole thing is just going to be for 2-3 days, at most 1 week. And everybody will go back to default mode again. It is that sad because you see these killings right now. It is not just in the middle belt, in the north, it's across Nigeria. Because as people were still mourning about what these terrorists, what they did in Yelwata, the autonomous community of Izo, is that the name? Angano. Right. So it is pronounced, by the way, because the one I know is the Eha-Amufu, one of the communities. So in Enugu State, they have these autonomous communities in Izi Uzu, local government area of Enugu State. The Fulani terrorists, they also struck there. It has now been confirmed that they found 7 bodies, 2 still missing. All of this just yesterday in Enugu. On their own farms, got attacked, butchered, and that's it. Enugu state government will deny it, send out their own sellers to go and say that is not what happened. And they pushed it and push it so well enough until everybody forgets, and then until another one happened again. This is a cycle that they have put Nigerians. A very sad one. Talking about cycle. A lady who is a northerner had this to say. I believe how she sees or feels about this whole mess and what she thinks of these Fulani terrorists as well. Do you mind?
Let's discuss something that is really pissing me off, because Nigerians are really starting to get on my nerve. Is it everything that you people have an excuse for? Everything, every nonsense they bring, you have excuse to give for it. Like, Nigerians have this very weird, very strange and yet consistent habit of creating excuses every single time for people in governance. People are saying, oh, the governor of Benue State is feeling helpless and betrayed by APC. The same APC that he campaigned for and used to win elections. And on the other side, the other idiots are saying, oh, the president is misinformed by his security advisors on what is going on in Benue State or wherever. Like, we have heard this script a million times before. During Buhari's tenure, every scandal, every tragedy, every insecurity that happens, oh, he did not know, they did not tell him. Oh, he's surrounded by bad people. So what exactly is the point of a president then, if that's the case? Why do we have a president in Aso Villa? Is it to go and sit down in Aso Villa and be clueless? Is that his job? Look at the facts. Even in the national budget, the approved national budget, they budgeted over 22 million on internet access charge. Internet only, they budgeted over 22 million. They budgeted over 10 million on newspapers, and you're telling me that that man is still uninformed, is misinformed. With all this money for internet and newspapers allocated to his office, he is still misinformed. Over 30 million naira budgeted to get information. He's still misinformed. What are they doing with internet over there? Like, are they watching comedy skits? Are they doing content creation? What are they doing? Are they doing vlogs? What are they doing with the internet over there? The newspaper, are they using it to put suya inside? Abi, there's nothing in newspapers that is showing what is happening in Benue today. Is that what you're telling me? If he does not watch the news, he reads newspapers. So the newspaper does not carry anything related to what is happening in Benue right now. In any of the countries plagued with insecurity in the country, newspapers don't carry the news for that one, Abi. Like, when people say things like this, it makes me wonder one thing. Is our president locked somewhere in a bunker with no access to television, radio, or a phone to get information? Is it that he's locked somewhere in a bunker where his only access to information is what someone will come to whisper in his ear? Because like this crisis is not being covered, it's not being hidden, it's being covered by major news outlets in the country. It's being covered by AIT, NTA, Channels, Arise, TVC that he owns. This man owns TVC. He owns National, is it Nation newspaper or what? And 2 radio stations. And you're still telling me that he's misinformed. 1 TV station, 1 newspaper, whatever, company or whatever. 2 radio stations, and he's still misinformed. Don't piss me off. He didn't see what's happening in Benue State, but he saw what happened in India. Are you okay? This is exactly how we sit down and normalize like incompetence in this country. This is how we sit down and excuse bad governance by blaming invisible enemies. Instead of blaming the people who begged for your votes, who begged for you to vote for them and promised to keep you safe, you and your property safe, you're blaming invisible enemies. And if the governor truly claims that he is powerless and he can't do anything, he should resign. And if the president cannot get accurate information while owning media houses and has the entire national security network and millions and billions in naira in budget for communication, then he either does not care or he's not fit for the job. 2 of these things we already know to be true. Like, I need you people to be so serious right now. I need you to be so for real, please.
We will. She is my own new discovery. What do we call them again? Gen Z. You know, the Gen Z that are now interested in why Nigeria is Nigeria and why the criminals leading Nigeria are getting away with it. So they're asking questions, they're asking why, and they are using the information they found themselves, not only to question things, but to educate their own peers. Here is one of our content I came across, talking about wastage and the end result.
The last time I did this, someone accused me of crazy pocket watching in the comment section. But it's crazier to me that you think it's pocket watching when it is a budget that is available online and it is money that comes from my and other Nigerians' tax money. But yeah, let's go through. Like I said, I finally found time to go through like the 2025 budget, national budget, and over 2,000 pages, 2,108 something pages. Went through that, and we're going to start with the presidency because it's crazy. Let's break down what your leaders have planned for themselves for 2025. This is for the state house quarters or whatever for the presidency. So let's start with that. And I'm going to be doing like this juxtaposition of what they have in the budget and what they want to do with the project and the realities of Nigerians in that particular sector that they want to work on for themselves. So let's go. 12 million naira for sporting equipment for the State House Club. Yet, so many public schools in Nigeria, a majority of them, don't even have a football to kick around. They don't even have proper classrooms, talk less of football, to kick around during break. 16 million naira for gym equipment at the State House Central Gymnasium. 16 million naira on gym equipment. Mind you, public hospitals are still begging for beds and medical supplies, basic medical supplies. They're still begging for this, public hospitals. But they're giving 60 million naira to the Central Gymnasium, whatever, to buy equipment for the gym. 120 million naira to renovate the security quarters. Do I even need to talk about security? Because you all know the state of insecurity in the country. How many people have died in Benue State so far because of insecurity? But 120 million naira is going into the renovation of the security quarters in the State House. 1.8 billion naira to construct an office complex for special assistants and senior special assistants. And yet one specific senior special assistant came on this internet, looked us dead in the eye and told us that his office does not have any special allocated budget to his office. Okay, 12 million naira to upgrade the State House Library. If you step into one public library in Nigeria today, they neither have internet access nor modern books. 73 million naira to replace telecommunication networks or telecommunication infrastructure rather in the villa. 73 million naira to replace telecommunication infrastructure. Okay. 54 million naira to upgrade the villa ranch and build a wildlife conservation capture. I'm not going to say anything. My personal favorite, 10 billion naira to solarize the villa. A solar mini grid. Every 12 working hours, the national grid collapses. But the villa is going to go off the grid and onto solar mini grid with a whopping 10 billion naira. Keep that in your head. A little over 150 million naira on foodstuff. More than half the population right now is starving, but 150 million naira on foodstuff for the State House for a year. And a little over 22 million naira on gas, cooking gas, 22 million naira a year. And I did the calculation for that one and it just did not make sense in my head, because in my head when I did the calculation, 22 million naira, that is roughly about 17,000 kg of gas, cooking gas. And I said, okay, you know what, let's do the buy 50 kg because that's like the biggest size I think you can get in Nigeria. And for 50 kg of gas, 17,000 kg, that means you're getting an average of, for 12 months in a year, it means you're getting an average of like 28 or 29 cylinders per day. Well, sorry, 28 to 29 cylinders per month, which means roughly they use 150 kg of gas a day. 150 kg of gas finishes in a day in the State House. That's cute. Very cute. But yeah, this is just a little of what your national budget looks like. So when ASU comes out to strike, when people from the labor union come out to strike, and you hear the government say they don't have money to give them, you know what to do with that information. 1.8 billion naira to acquire, renovate, and use the EFCC forfeited properties as State House quarters. Today, we have over 17 million Nigerians that are homeless. Over 17 million Nigerians are homeless today, but they want to acquire EFCC forfeited properties to add to the State House quarters because the ones they have apparently not enough. How much million naira, how much billions of naira are they allocating to themselves? But when ASU comes out to strike, rightfully so, suddenly there's no money in the country. Like I said, when they say there's no money in the country, they don't mean that there's no money for them. They mean that Nigeria has no money, but it's just for you. Nigeria is broke, but just for you. Remember that. Anyways, if you want more breakdowns, let me know. I'm more than happy to oblige. The last time
in the time of poverty like this, the economic principle of Yusuf is what everybody should apply in his own lives. Eat little, save more. You don't know what is happening. Kese la nri lowo, makasakasa timbo. A dollar was just 800 naira or thereabout a couple of months ago. Now a dollar is over 1,000 naira. How much will it go? Nobody knows. Torí tó ń ṣe falafulu. Ọgbà salary week láwà. Ìgbéraga week. Ọgbéra rẹ̀ sánlẹ̀ láìpẹ́. Eat little and save more. Ayé tá ń jẹ chicken kọ́ la wà yìí mọ́. Ayé shawarma kọ́ mọ́. Ayé ice cream kọ́. Mú gààrí. Jẹ́ pọ̀nmọ́. Gbàgbé táwọn doctor sọ pé kò ní nutritional value. Kí ló fẹ́ nutritional value pẹ̀lú kíní? Jẹ́ pọ̀nmọ́. Mú gààrí. Orí ẹja. Wàláì.
So, that is just my own little advice, for everybody who might be facing the thiefnubu challenge. But did you listen to that young lady? How simple she sort of like broke that down. So even if you are somebody who's got a thick skull, it's so hard for things to get into that head. He made it very easier for you to sit down and be like, makes sense. But they are doing it. Really? So they are spending that kind of, yeah, they are. You're like that, but that doesn't make any sense. We shouldn't allow that. So, that's the purpose. So if she is able to invest her time in trying to understand what is wrong with this country, what is wrong with these people, and then realize that, I'm gonna, it's like, it is not Nigeria that get problem. It is these people. And because these people are the problem, their action and inactions have created wider problems. So if you are blindly supporting them because others are supporting them, the moment you begin to understand what they're actually doing to you, there will be change of mind. And for our generation, that's a very good thing. A very, very good thing for anybody to see, If I have a sister who is a Gen Z, by the way, that is so invested, articulate enough to also express our own sort of like understanding of the situation, making it easier for our own peers to also sit back and be like, that's true. Bye-bye, it's going to be like you just hit a jackpot. For the future, it gives some people like us hope that maybe all is not lost after all, because you're now in the country where people are discussing very, very important issue that affects people. There's always this distraction they bring, and then people just get distracted for some time. By the time those who are left discussing the issue are sort of like worn out, that's it. We just wait for the next victims and see if it's going to be loud enough to get our attention for another few days, but still no action. So we need a generation that will know that you don't just hear this. You must act if you want to put an end to it. From Plateau State to Benue State to Enugu State, people are being served the same fate by these murderous terrorists, which not a single one of them has been brought to a book. Look at this guy's experience. This one was today, right? In Port Harcourt, River State.
I tell you, see, on a carry Fulani have been a Hausa, no. They carry cow enter for farm. Eh? They carry cow now. They enter for farm. See a cow for post farm.
You don't see cassava? You don't see cow? I don't see cassava. You never offer cassava. You just snap for me.
I just snap for you. You dey put cow for poor farm. They see poor farm. You know move on. You say no move on. You know come out for farm. You know come out. You know come out for farm. Hey, you say no come out for farm. You know come out. No dey chop cassava. See for farm, see for cassava. It's everything. Now you go spoil Niger. Yes, you don't snap for me. What send our people? You say we show the. Yes, but you post here say you carry cow and inside farm. Anything where go fight for Niger, you know go feel like cow. The house man, you know go feel. Hello. What do you talk? Come on, this cow there for farm. See farm for farm. See cow. See. See. See for the cassava. See for the cassava. I tell you, see.
So it is intentional. That is what this Cardinal Maiyegun said. Intentional to attack the people, the indigenous people, displace them, and then make them hungry. If they can't grow their own food, who is going to grow their food for them? How would they then have a choice of how much the food is sold to them? Because first you take away their land. For those who survive, you send them away, far away from their land, to turn them to beggars. And every now and then, people are being displaced across Nigeria. And these displaced people, they have nobody speaking for them. Not even those in government, but the terrorists. A lot of people are speaking for them. They are negotiating with them, giving conditions and the rest of that. Listen.
God has provided for the needs of every man under this earth, but he has not provided for their greed. If God has provided for the need of everybody in this world, he has certainly provided for the needs of every Nigerian. Because we have to bring the discussion down to our house. This country, Nigeria, we have enough for all of us to. Therefore, poverty cannot be God's will for us. And therefore, poverty is not natural. And when I hear the word weaponizing poverty, I shudder. It means then that poverty is not only a matter of mismanagement of resources, but that it's a deliberate impoverization of the people for a purpose, to be able to control them. If that is what it is, then I will say poverty is not only mismanagement, it's not only criminal, it is even blasphemous.
Thank you very much, Cardinal. Thank you very much.
You are sabotaging God's intention for humanity. And that means it's not a matter for prayer and fasting. I'm a religious man. It's not a matter for prayer and fasting. It's a matter that those who have taken on the job of managing our affairs should wake up and manage the country in such a way that no child goes to bed hungry. There are 2 points I'm trying to wrap my head around in what you have just said. I'm still trying to imagine that a group of people should sit down and decide to impoverish the people for their political gain. I'm just trying to understand, is that possible? And what do they gain from that? Or is it the devil? I don't know. But normally, according to the church that I belong, politics is supposed to be a sacred engagement that people who are qualified go into, not minding their personal interest, but so as to manage the society in a good way, for the good of the people and to the glory of Almighty God. In other words, you don't go into politics to make money for yourself. You don't go into politics to impoverish people, weaponize poverty. So I still cannot understand that. As for electoral election not working well, I think we all know the reason why now. We all know the reason why. In my own understanding, the reason is because those who control the electoral process, those who are in government, do not really want us to be the ones to choose who our rulers will be. The whole question of we want free and fair election, that the people who aspire to office should sit down quietly in their homes on election day and wait for the results to come to know whether the people want them or not. If that is not what our political culture is, then we are not even thinking of democracy. We are not even thinking of democracy. Professor Amuta said, when you impoverish people so much, they have now arrived at the situation where they don't even believe, they don't think it is worth their while leaving the comfort of their homes to go and vote. So they stay at home after collecting stomach infrastructure. But is that how to build a great nation in the year 2025? Democracy is not a magic, which is why you have so many types of it, including the illiberal democracy, which is purely the dictatorship, or one-party democracy, which is purely the dictatorship. They all call themselves democracy. For me, I don't worry too much whether you call it democracy or not. What I ask is there good governance? Are people having justice done to them? Can the poor child not die on the back of her mother? That's what it's all about. If whatever you do,
things are getting better for Nigeria. Things are getting better. For Asiwaju is on the throne. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. Mr. President, things are getting better. Hey, things are getting better for Nigeria. For Nigeria is on the way. Progressive government. Things are getting better. Asiwaju, congratulations.
We are a poor nation. The ban coal will follow. They say firewood not food. They say we need to plant more trees. And they are not giving us money. We need to open our eyes, try shining, and tell the West, if you don't guarantee our finances and work with us to stop this, we are not going to comply with your climate change. They'll do it.
They'll do it. He's very that confident. What kind of a chance you will say Nigeria entered? Some say now one chance, some said no chance at all. The clowns in charge continue to fool around, and some of them at times, they suddenly want to come to reality after they're out of power. This is a little bit of a digression. I've not seen him for a while until I saw him yesterday, and they said he was in Cambridge or so, right? I'm talking about the Oba donkey, the former guy of Edo. Now, he's telling us why Africans will never be respected because there is no successful African country. Your former governor, Edo people.
Let us not be token. Tokenism is, one of the things affecting us the most. Oh yeah, so and so did, they created the game of many computers. Now, we're talking about 200 million people. Anything you are doing, any policy, if it is not on scale, it will be of little or no effect. Right? We have to think the way Americans think. We have to think large scale. Not just, in the past when, we were 30, 40 million people, yes, we could be. But today, whatever affects Nigeria affects the black race. That's, we wasn't just see ourselves as a country. There will continue to be racism in the world as long as Nigeria is underperforming. As long as the world cannot point to one successful black nation, they will always look down on us. And the Chinese still talking about racism the way they are doing, and the Indians still talking about racism the way they are doing. Because in terms of economic, advancement, you see, they have not been reckoned with globally. So my parting word is, guys, 90% of 10% of our time to be for talking. 90% should be for action. Thank you.
Motivational speaker. It's got the idea. You see, we all as meanwhile, is it even true that if anything happens to Nigeria, it affects the rest of Africa? Or is part of the delulu that you, the older generation, managed to force into our head? Or is this from the old glory that Nigeria used to live, when you used to go about and do peacekeeping mission? Come on. Because I don't understand this thing, no. Let us be honest. What is that pain that, Nigeria is to the rest of... Be honest, don't know they use this, we are the biggest. You are biggest, but you are useless. Sorry, no, what do you call it? I shouldn't say sorry, pun intended. South Africa doesn't have your population, but they have an economy that dwarfs yours. You have a population that is so poor that the cheapest Netflix subscription in the world is for Nigeria, and yet out of 200 million people, now only 1 million people, less than 1 million people are paying for Netflix subscription in Nigeria. Out of 200 million people in Nigeria, it's reported that more than 91% of Nigerians have never either owned 500,000 naira cash as their own, and majority of them as well. And we are talking about percentages, so sizable number of them, right, do not have a balance of 500,000 naira in their bank. Now, in all of this, so typical Nigerians will argue with you that must I have 500,000 naira in an account before you will say I'm not poor. No. You're already poor, even if you have a 500 million naira in account. The reason is because the poverty is around you. That is why they said Nigeria is the poverty headquarter of the world, because Nigerians are living in multi-dimensional poverty. So some of you, poverty is when you don't have money to eat. You don't have money to buy fine clothes. You are not living in a nice house. No, it's beyond that. Majority of Nigerian states, they don't even have reliable, public, drinkable water to start with. Majority of Nigerian states do not have any dependable working sewage system, centralized or not. There are so many things that you are living about. So majority of Nigerians have no access to reliable, dependable electricity to even power your industry. This whole thing, they are symptoms of poverty. Even if you manage to go and buy you a better past my neighbor, you are still poor. That's how they rate poverty. It's not just because you don't have money to buy bread, or you don't have money to buy your dinner tonight. That's part of it. But multi-dimensional poverty is where you have that you do not have access to, quality medical care. That if anything happened to you right now, the people will begin to do bambiala on social media for you. That is the society you have. In the midst of that, so you are seeing them flaunting billions and bail of money every weekend at parties and all of that stuff. These are the pure show-offs that you are known for, what do you call that thing? Just noise without substance. They've made Nigeria so poor that even your number is a burden. So when a typical Nigerian says, if anything, politician says that all the time, but there is nothing to really back that. That Nigeria, they've mismanaged Nigeria so bad, has made Nigeria one of the most traveled or jackpot people in the world, even though we know reach China, India, Pakistan, and all these Asian countries though, but still, they come to the continent of Africa, you see, it has gotten so bad that we are now experiencing xenophobia. Being a Nigerian in some of these African countries, right? You begin to have to deal with the stigmatization as if to say you are the problem of their country. These are the reality today, meaning generally, like, Nigerians are not really respected. So to say that, oh, if anything happens to Nigeria, or it's going to affect Africa. But people are already doing ordinary refugee everywhere. People, they go through desert to run away from Nigeria. You're going to talk about people, Nigerians will be refugees if Nigeria starts a war. People are already refugees. Do you even know that in Chad, just Chad, there are over 300,000 Nigerians who are poor Chad, 300,000 Nigerians who are living there in Chad as refugees today in 2025. Niger Republic that Tinubu wanted to go and bomb in 2023, there were over 400,000 Nigerians who were trapped there, IDP camp in Niger Republic. There was a time that Zulum of Borno celebrated the return of over 200,000 refugees from Niger Republic. These were Nigerians. So Nigerians are already refugees everywhere, but politicians are making you think standing up to them will lead to chaos. And if chaos happens, it's going to affect the rest of Africa. We are already a burden for the rest of Africa. Look at America. When you look at the countries that surrounds America, the South Americans, and even far other continents from America, yeah, you will see these countries. They are the ones they call the caravan, right? They move en masse into America, which caused their own immigration, conversation, and political whatever, right? But Nigeria was supposed to be receiving all Africans from everywhere, far and near, breaking into Nigeria border, looking for opportunities, looking for prosperity. Even people where they do, all these Togo people where they can't do tiling in Nigeria, where they can't do bricklaying in Nigeria, simply because Nigeria's currency had value than their own currency. They come to Nigeria to hustle. Majority of them have returned, and they've returned back to their countries, never come back to Nigeria because of this stroke. So don't let anybody tell you, is Nigeria is the giant of Africa. Is anything in Nigeria sneezes? Nothing. I don't see that. Is it the economy? Can we place sanctions? We even place sanctions on Niger Republic, just for it, so that you know. The giant of Africa. We put sanctions on the Niger Republic. They don't even feel them. Tinubu turned off electricity for the Niger Republic because of France, right? They did, something that you'll be like, they will be crawling to us and beg us soon, just to feel like you are giant of Africa. They don't feel that. They don't send Nigeria, Papa. Up to this moment, Tinubu couldn't use any Nigeria influence to force Niger, Burkina Faso back to ECOWAS. It couldn't, because Nigeria has no real influence per se. So when these rogues, finger your brain, finger your head, and you too, you are repeating all of that. I've seen educated people repeating that nonsense. And they will confidently tell you that you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about because they are denying the obvious in order to make their whatever theory make sense. And still won't make sense. Listen to this one. He is supposed to be the chief of army staff. I don't know. I think it's Chief of Army Staff Christopher Musa. And you will think, oh, he's an intelligent officer. Oh, yeah. He's speaking from this and that. Abi, talking about still on the crisis in Benue, the killings in Benue. He don't discover this. He don't discover the problem. Okay. And to him, the problems are 3 problems causing killings. Shele mad. Fulani terrorists came and killed the indigenous people of Yelwata. But now you want to explain to us that there's problem of land. Whatever the problem of whatever it is that they are dealing with in their communities here. What the issue is right now is that Fulani terrorists came and killed over 200 people. An intelligent officer should know that. But it is Nigeria, right? They want to sound intelligent and then they put on this well-starched uniform. People will never fight anything and they call themselves generals. Generals without any war experience. Ever.
Now, from my own view, what I have observed, two basic things, or three basic things. One, issue of land, indigenous, non-indigenous, critical, which is political. That is supposed to be sorted out politically. Secondly, the issue of the movement of animals. I have told people over time that when they say farmer headers clash, clash means two things are moving. But if a farm is standing and an animal comes in, it's not a clash. It's somebody entering somebody's property. So we must find solutions to how, which means if the animals don't move, we don't have issues. Now again, because of that, again, we have issues of rustling of animals. Which means if we don't even rustle animals again that are moving, again, there won't be most of this problem happening. So those are the three critical aspects that we must be able to address clearly. And like I said, most of it is political solution that needs to come into it. Because
nuisance, Lily.
That is an supposed intelligent officer saying, in my own opinion, Alaye, you demand, we will need your opinion. So his own opinion will now become fact, which is how all of them have been operating. In case if you have not paid attention, that's how they have been operating. You are supposed to speak intelligently with intelligence reports. Listen, our intelligence process shows that, yes, there were issue of animals or cows invading people's farms, creating clashes. But you see this Yelwata killing is not, there is no cow involved. There is no cattle rustling involved. Yelwata people did not go and steal Fulani cows. That is what is called cattle rustling. Now we can say, then you will say, oh, maybe because Yelwata people went to go and steal Fulani cows. That's why the Fulani came to attack them. That's not the situation. So pushing that narrative, which is intentional, and you see, it is sad though, pushing that narrative at the highest level of government, highest level of, the military, is so dangerous because it is misleading. Now, if that is now somebody's opinion is the intelligence they are working with, that is why he easily said it there that, we have to use political solution. Are you mad? Soldier is saying they should use political solution to settle terrorist attack. And that is their theory. That is the workbook. So why you keep asking, I don't understand this. All this problem, all these years. Why can't they stop all these killings? What is all this nonsense? They should stop all this killing now. They should stop all this killing now. They can't stop the killing when the theory they are working with is so misleading and it is so intentional. They are not stupid though. Listen to me. This is not like they are stupid though. They are not talking intelligently. You understand? They are talking based on their own opinion. So my own opinion, who needs your opinion? My own opinion about the cause of the fight. Which fight? Where did they fight? Where did the Yelwata people and the Fulanis, where did they fight? Where did they clash? Where are the cows that caused the fight? There is no cow. There is no clash. It was a pure premeditated attack. It was a pure invasion. So if the security guys are not seeing it that way, so you should stop looking for solution, and whenever you see them on your screen talking nonsense, just shake your head and say, man, people are so unlucky, man, to have these guys. We are so unlucky. It's unfortunate, honestly. And look at the clown who is the governor. Again, putting up a show to make it look like they are doing something. I saw this afternoon. In fact, this evening. Alia, pretend. Is the camera ready? Yes, sir. Camera is ready. Are you sure? Okay, now. Sit down, sit properly. Yeah, relax. Let us relax. No, don't relax. Let us pretend that we are busy. Me, I will pretend that I'm checking book. You should pretend that you are sorting document. Action. Because that's the way I see it. Pretending to be solving something. Security meeting. Lori Iro.
Whilst those people of Benue State, and perhaps others also look forward to that reconciliation, there has been a call that
understand. One, you need to be trained to understand the dynamics of fighting, of guerrilla warfare, of getting out there to attack. And the Constitution permits all of us to defend the self. The question is to what extent. Each time I speak about this, I not only get very passionate about it, but I cautiously guide my citizenry. It is not just advisable for you to say you will pick your knives and your machetes and sticks to get out there to fight. That is not good. There are conversations around this thing of community policing. I am one of the governors that accepted this, that rejected it, and at any time at all, we call for community policing. If it is community policing, the full power resides with me to call on those who understand the terrain where we are being attacked, who know the beginning and the end, the length and the breadth of our borders, because this would be right within their local government. So they will know the terrain, they will know what infests us, and then they will know who to send forward to join the ranks of the community police.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
Any small thing, community police. Nigeria military. They are unable to defeat these terrorists. But somehow these criminal politicians want you to believe that there is going to be a creation of state police. What is going to, what have you ever asked yourself, like, wait. Every small thing about this local security, blah, blah, blah. So, will the state police be stronger than the Nigerian army? Now, that's how you are going to begin to see it, that the whole thing is bobo. Just pray that people wake up enough to get rid of these criminals before it gets to your village. Nobody is safe. Nobody is spared. No one. None of us. It's turn by turn. You can see through them. I see through them all the time. And it makes it very hard, to be honest, for me to even take anything they say. Even when they try to be for real, you cannot trust them. But tomorrow is going to be a kind of a different day. Because I want to see how this Alia guy, the same guy that publicly rejects self-defense. I don't even understand what he understands about self-defense, enough that all he could process it as is that people are emotional now. So if you allow them to go ahead and defend themselves, or they may go after their killers. Like, why do you care if they go after the people that are coming to kill them in anger? Why do you care? Well, it's part of, it's kind of like, the traits that you need to watch out in these clowns. So that when they talk about, we are working, we are doing everything to, no, they are not. No, they are not.
Should carry. And I think that would make some very good common sense. But where you have people who just decide to wake up because of sentiments and emotions that are attached, to what is happening,
with us and within us, I think we'll be rendering ourselves a bit more vulnerable. So I wouldn't advocate for self-defense. I would encourage us all to keep calling for community policing, because it's the only way, it's the only people from within the state and the local government who would understand what is going on with them. I just come to think of it, before now, here in the States,
nuisance lele.
He was granted that interview a few months back, okay? He was granted that interview from the United States of America, where he went to chill, like where they all love to go to chill, and other places. I wish you all the best. So thank you so much for your time this evening. Again, especially to those of you who are like the regular, the veterans who always show up. Maiyegun will always turn up. Appreciate you. My dear brother, Festus, you know, Nigeria matter shouldn't drown you, even if, or should I say Nigeria matter will want to try you, but don't shake, don't give up. So for everyone, to everyone else who probably do get overwhelmed, listen, it's not going to help you if this program gets you so worried enough that you begin to notice some discomfort in yourself. Take a break, please do, okay? And don't just take a break from Maiyegun General, you could do for others, other platforms, and clear your head up. All right, then come back here for us to continue to deal with the issue until it gets to that time. We will have the critical mass. He's talking about that. I can't imagine how it's going to be when that moment comes. It's going to be so glorious, right? And I want to be there. So should you. So thank you so much for your time. Please, if you have time tomorrow, join me in the afternoon. I've decided to start taking calls in the afternoon where we can have a one-on-one chat about everything. Depends on the topic. So if you do join me, right, I will be looking forward to it. So thank you. Tonight, stay safe and good night, everyone. Oh, hang on. Prayer docents. I got your message, man. So thank you. Right? God bless you.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun diary politico. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí Facebook
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí YouTube
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
òkúra olóṣèlú
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.